But at least now it can't get much worse.
But it did get worse.
Streamyard changed all my damn settings. Some reason. So I'm late. But how's it going, guys? It's the year of the snake. And Johnny Somali is about to get snaked. Or is he? There's more to this story than meets the eye. Now, this is, I think, the first time we've talked. Oh, I haven't even got the chat set up. What is going on here? Oh, my goodness. How's it going, chat? It's going to be a busy week. It's going to be a very busy week. Got to head out to Tokyo on Saturday. We'll probably try and sneak a couple of gaming streams in, but we'll see. I got a couple of clips for you. I got a couple of things for you. And we have a follow-up on an older story. I'm muted? There's no way. There's no way. I don't believe you. I don't believe your lies. I don't believe your lies. So, basically what's happened in the last 2 months since we've talked about Johnny Somali is he had a court case. A bunch of new stuff came up as always, and they pushed back his court case to the next 2 months. So the next case is going to be in August. We're a month away. Now, you may remember this slimy character, Alex Novell. Oh, interesting. Well, who's this guy? You might be asking, who's this guy? Alex Novell is a YouTube video maker. I'm not going to call him a documentarian because I've seen his work and it's sloppy. Now, I did enjoy like his Mr. Beast video, but it's entertaining. But entertainment is not necessarily a documentary, but he describes himself as a documentarian. Now, he went out to South Korea. He flew over to South Korea, and he decided to film this Johnny Somali documentary. And he was glazing Johnny Somali like you have never seen before. And I said on Twitter, I said to him, what is with the glazing? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And he responded to me, actually. He responded to me and he said, where is it? He says, lol, wait for the movie to come out before you make any judgment. Thumbs up. To which I thought to myself, why are you shitting on my plate? Well, how do you know it's shit? It's not even out yet. I mean, this is the age-old thing. You can kind of read the air. Maybe it would be interesting or not. I responded to him saying that, like, hey, look, if it turns out that it's an entire ruse, you've got him and everything, then good for you. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Turn this. There we go. Lights a bit too bright. There we go. But with only, I think, 2 days to go, so we'll be actually seeing this. You can actually see the Johnny Somali and the Downfall of IRL Streaming official documentary. I'm not sure what makes this official. What makes this official? It's the official document, or it's the officially by him, but that doesn't mean it's official or anything. I don't know. Let's take a look at this intro. It premieres in 2 days. Now, I said when this was announced that I would either do a breakdown or a full reaction to it, and hopefully I can do that before I have to go away. But let's have a look what we're installed for. I think there's a lot of copyrighted music in this, though, so I might have to cut it off early. We'll see.
You have to be some kind of narcissist, and there's no IRL streamer that's known like me.
Johnny Somali.
Johnny Somali.
Johnny Somali입니다. Johnny Somali.
Johnny Somali.
All right, so I'm going to skip past the kind of the hype part of it, right? It's just, you got your regular thing. Most hated man in Korea.
Fuck my haters. We run this country. My enemies.
So if you're unaware, this is Hank, by the way. If you're just joining us for this new stuff.
Fuck my haters.
This is Hank here. They're at a gun range, trying to be cool and trying to be tough. A very funny thing I noticed, because I've been keeping an eye on this development of the document. As a keen documentarian myself, I have been documenting the documentarian. And very funny, whether intentionally or not, he actually got Johnny Somali to commit crimes while filming his introduction for his own documentary, where he's waving a nightstick around in the streets of South Korea. And you might think that's not a big deal, and I would agree with you, but it is the art. It is the law in South Korea. You cannot hold batons or nightsticks or whatever. So they have him like swinging around. You've got the rock music playing, or whatever. Very funny to see him commit more crimes on camera. So I guess that's at least a bit we can enjoy.
We run this country. My enemies.
I mean, he's probably
in 5 days. Get hype for sure. He's got the. I don't know why he's got the.
I mean, he's probably gonna.
I don't know why he's got like the ice Poseidon in Korean. I don't think a lot of Koreans are going to be watching this movie. I guess he thinks this is going to be like an absolute banger, like a Netflix certified original. No, I don't think that's going to happen. But we're going to mention Netflix as we get into this because Alex Novell is now claiming that he is this like mastermind that like ruse Johnny Somali, the betrayal. He's snaked him, which was kind of obvious from the beginning. But it's weird because he occupies this like these two positions where he's both snaking Johnny Somali and he's also sucking his nuts because Alex Novell is absolutely pro Johnny Somali. He went over there to try and find like a human interest story, something he could kind of like show you a new point of view. And I know this because I screen capped him, and I've been sitting on these clips for like a very long time actually. I screen capped him absolutely just glazing Johnny Somali. He literally went over there, Captain Save-A-Ho, to try and save Johnny Somali. He's like, Johnny, you just need to get a girlfriend. If you just get on Hinge and you just bang some Korean chicks, your life will be perfect. I'm not even joking. Like, let me see. I think I've got this right here. Let me see. Right here. Now, this is from his live stream on YouTube that he deleted the second he sobered up because he was wasted. He was wasted and he thought nobody was watching. But I watched. I saw.
Likes attention from any kind.
So let's see.
Get on Hinge and stop fucking streaming all the time. Just focus on.
Yeah, just get laid, you fucking loser. What do you mean by that?
Finding a girl who likes you. What's Hinge? How would that change my life, though, Alex? Be honest. You're on that incel shit. You don't understand how. That... I do think you're an incel. Well,
Johnny Somali is just an incel. If he just had a girlfriend, if he could just get a little bit of a taste, then he would be a great man. Of course, Alex Novell's the man to save him. Alex Novell's the man to save him.
Tell me the last time you fucked a bitch. Hank was the last bitch you fucked?
I mean, I believe that. They're saying that in jest, but I believe it 100%.
Is that Saul here? Wait. Is that Saul? Wait. Mute it? You want me to mute it? Yes. I'm the last bitch you fucked. Why you lying?
Now, Alex Novell wants to leave a mark on the documentary and YouTube space, but it's so funny because the only mark that's been left is the one here. This scar. This is where Mr. Based, the guy that's abusing and using Joshua Block for profit, hit him with a fucking gimbal or some shit, or like a selfie stick, and now he's got a permanent scar on his head here. Very funny.
Johnny doesn't care about getting girls. He likes attention from any kind of man or female.
Now, this is true. I believe this.
Don't do women like that.
I mean, he's reading the chat, so it's not even like a salient thought he's having here. He's just reading the chat. But this is true. When you get into this sort of position, it's like you only care about attention, either positive or negative.
No woman deserves to deal with Johnny. That's not true. Women, Johnny, women are so strong. Women are so much stronger than men, and a woman can handle you. A woman can teach you the error of your ways.
He just needs a strong, independent woman to fix his life. But sorry, I'm not trying to interject too much. We want to watch this trailer for this documentary that's coming up in just 2 days.
Go to jail in Korea for sure.
I've been in foreign prison before, and if I have to do it again, I will.
I think if I get sent to prison again, I'm gonna go psycho. if.
Now we have a comment on this scene here where Johnny is dancing naked and drunk. I believe I have a clip talking about that. Where was it? I'm sure I had this. Where was it? Seoul Tower. Oh, here it is. Let's see what Johnny Somali said. Why did Johnny Somali prance around half naked? Is it all to make his critics look dumb? All right, let's see.
So, walk me through.
This is from Alex's documentary. At least maybe this will be on the cutting room floor. I don't know. I think this is a love hotel. So if you're unaware, in Asian countries, the walls are very thin. Okay, so you can't really take your lady friend or your boyfriend back to your own home because your mum and dad, because people usually live with their parents until they're like married or 25 or something, or your neighbors are going to hear you like bump and ugly. So they have places called love hotels in Japan or motels in South Korea. Now, you can rent these and just go watch movies there if you want to, but most people go there to do the deed. I think this is a love hotel just based on the setup. And I say this because there's like these massive fucking mirrors you don't see in regular hotels. Now, I've never been to a South Korean love hotel, but the double bed, there's like the leather couch like this. I almost guarantee this is a love hotel. So even though this is not relevant to the story, I'm not saying that they're having this big orgy or something there. I think it is very funny, the idea that Johnny Somali, Hank. There's this other guy, Mondo. He's like a big chubby boy. He's a live streamer or something. And then Alex. So 3 guys and poor little Johnny walk in with this massive camera and gimbal, or Steadicam or whatever he has. And they're just like, yeah, we're going to need a room for 2 hours. And they're just like, what are you doing in here? And usually they have like old people kind of manning these places. So you have like an old lady that like is the receptionist or the cleaner or whatever. And she's like, oh no, not again. I'm going to be cleaning this shit up all day. It's very funny, very funny. I'm not a love hotel expert. It's just that I've seen them from afar.
The whole shirtless thing.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah!
All right, great stuff.
The other day, I just want. I'm kind of like this. I did it as kind of like a fuck you to these YouTubers and the ones that are commenting on my fucking downfall in Korea and how I'm gonna get the years keep going up.
All right, so Johnny Somali was dancing around naked in South Korea, drunk at 7 a.m. in the morning to own the live streamers. How does this work? Can someone explain this to me? How does this own, like, oh my goodness, legal mindset. He can't stream about me streaming in my underwear. When the reality is, he like every time he fucking streams, he makes like $5,000 or some shit. It's crazy. Like, what is Johnny? Like, the only thing this could possibly do is benefit the people talking about him. Because I mean, you've got like this guy, Johnny Somali, who does. If you're interested in Johnny Somali content, here's some great clipping for it. He's like the Alyssa Clips of the Johnny Somali sector. How does this benefit Johnny? I don't understand. Like, does this actually how broken his mind is? Just like, well, I mean, I'll just give them more content. I'll give them more content by dancing around my underwear. A brilliant plan, Johnny Somali.
First, they said, oh, it's 5 years. Now it's 10 years. Now he's gonna get 20 years. Now he's gonna get 30 years. So I was like, I'm gonna show you guys how far I can push the boundaries, and I'm gonna show you that the Korean government is not gonna do anything to me. I'm an American citizen, A. And B.
There is nothing in the Korean legal system, and this is not a law channel, okay? This was never a law channel. Koreans can go to prison in South Korea, as Johnny Somali is most likely going to find out. Probably not even this year. I think the court case is going to be delayed until next year, with all of the nonsense, and because I believe he pled innocent to a few of the charges, so they're going to have to actually bring in witnesses now and actually have a proper trial. But this does not make any sense. This does not make any sense. But as we're going to find out tonight, the snake, Alex Novell, he literally contacted Johnny Somali and said, look, if you do this documentary, I will get in contact with Marco Rubio for you, or the State Department, and we'll get you free. So he literally lied straight to his face, got him to sign like this ridiculous like Borat contract, which I don't think would actually hold up in most court cases, although it worked at least once for Borat, so maybe. I mean, I guess it's better to have than nothing. But he just straight up fraud this guy, okay? Like, now Alex is never going to face any penalty for this because Johnny Somali, A, does not have any money, and B, he's not going to be in America to actually sue him. But I think this would be very funny if Johnny actually came back to try and teach Alex a lesson about what fraud means. That'd be a very funny way for this to all turn out.
I don't do anything seriously violent or drug crime.
Oh my goodness. Nobody's ever gone to prison for a non-violent crime.
The Korean legal system is not as strong as people think and perceive it to be. It's really like, if you like, even the dude that punched me in the face.
I mean, I don't think so. Notoriously high conviction rate in Asian legal systems, because you don't actually have the freedom that you have in America. Now, it is true that in many Asian countries you can get away with a lot of things because they don't speak English, and you can just pretend it's like a mistake, or it's like, you know, they call it in Japan, it's called gaijin smashing, where it's like, oh, you walk through a ticket thing or something without paying, and you're like, oh, I didn't see the sign. Actually, famously, Shinjuku Park in Tokyo, actually, foreigners thought it was free because the guard was so terrified of speaking English, he just let every foreigner in for free. It was actually 500 yen entry fee, and millions of dollars in revenue was lost to the Shinjuku government because this one guard was just waving all the foreigners through. This is actually fairly common. The problem is they don't want to get involved. They just want you to go back to your country and leave them alone. When they get involved, they're pissed. And that's when they go all the way.
I had to go get stitches. Like, bro, he's let out of jail the same day. Like, there's no pre-trial detention. And I took my shirt off and I got drunk and I was like, I want to show them and make these YouTubers look so dumb. Because now the narrative is changing. Moist Critical dropped the video yesterday. 2 million views already.
The Moist Critical video.
And he's like, yo, Johnny's going to get away with everything at this point. Like,
I don't think that Moist Critical said this at all. I think what Johnny's talking about is the frustration that a lot of people feel because they see Johnny Somali doing these crazy things. And then they kind of wonder, well, how come he's being allowed to get away with this? Like, how come they're not just locking him up and throwing away the keys straight away? That's kind of it's the way that the Korean legal system works at the least. It's that unless you're doing like a violent crime or a drug crime, you get your charges, you get your time with your trial date, and then you're free-ranged until the trial date. And I know a lot of people are very frustrated about this, but it's just the way it works over there. But they don't want to disrupt your life entirely until you're guilty. So people think that this means that Johnny's going to go scot-free. I very much don't think so. And to be honest, until about a few months ago, I thought that Johnny was going to get a pretty light sentence. But with the recent stuff coming up, I really don't see it happening anymore.
Just keep arresting him, letting him go, arresting him, letting him go. So I just want to show them I will continue to do whatever I want as a fuck you, not only to the legal system, but as a fuck you to these YouTubers.
How does he think this is a good idea? How does he say this and say, you know what, I'll just record myself saying that all of this I'm doing is just to say fuck you to the legal system, fuck you to the prosecutor, fuck you to the judge, fuck you to the YouTubers. Like, I mean, it's a 500 IQ play, I suppose. Even if, like, let's say he gets away with it. Like, even in the best case scenario for Johnny Somali, he gets away with it. He's already made several people rich. And he's broke. And nobody wants to touch him. He's been banned from every website. He can't stream on Kick. He can't stream on YouTube. I don't think he's even got Party anymore. Party was like, it's basically like Robot Streamer or some shit, like one of those weird degenerate sites that like the people relegated to the corners of the internet have to go. And I think it mines crypto from your browser or something. And I think they didn't even pay him. So what is he going to do? What opportunities does he have? How is this a victory? Even if Johnny Somali gets away with everything, how is this a victory for Johnny Somali? Everyone else has made their fortune off your name. They never have to talk about you again, and they can move on to the next topic, and you've had nothing. You can't sue them for damages. You can't sue them for a portion of the profits. So you just played yourself. You're unemployable at this point.
But then again, I'm giving them content. But also, I want their audiences to slowly see, yo, Johnny is not doing anything that is like prison worthy.
No, harassing old people is prison worthy. When you go and shove disgusting things in people's faces, disrupt their lives, disrupt businesses, play pornographic messages around minors, when you throw food on the ground and tell old ladies to clean it up, yes, people actually do think that's prison worthy, surprisingly, and that's what we're going to learn, I think, for Johnny in the coming months.
Yeah.
Are you guys enjoying the stream today?
That's a very good edit of that clip. That's a very good edit there. All right. So we'll get back to this. We're not even halfway through the trailer. We're 38 seconds. It's taken us 18 minutes to get 38 seconds into this trailer for the documentary. Let's see what else is anything here before we get into this.
Put me in a cell.
I bet this music is going to get me copyright claimed, right? Alex Novell is like kind of weird because like he said he doesn't do this for the money and he does it for the clout or something. And I didn't believe him. But he leaked today because, like I said, I've been keeping a bit of a watch. He leaked his YouTube dashboard, which is kind of funny. So he leaked his YouTube dashboard. And as you can see here, in the last 28 days, he's only earned $148. So I guess he was telling the truth and he's not doing it for the money. But then I'm kind of confused because what does he do for money? Because I know he works from home. I know he's self-employed. Is he like a stream editor for somebody or something? Because he has to be working in the stream or video or editing industries or something. Is he like a clipper for Hassan or something? I don't know, because like, I mean, and the thing is with YouTube, it's the income is up and down all the time. There are months where you make nothing and there's months where you make tens of thousands of dollars. But he keeps using copyrighted content in all of his videos. I mean, if you want to do it for the aesthetic, sure, but you can't monetize that shit. I don't know. I'm actually kind of curious. I'm actually kind of curious because from when I was watching his stream, all he does, like he says, like, I'm going to do work today. I'm going to do work today, guys. And then I just see him getting high for 5 hours a day, listening to internet memes and just smoking up. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it became like a bit. Hold on a second. Like, this is the average Alex Novell work day. And this is good. I like this song though, by the way. He's just like talking with people on stream, pretending to edit for like 5 minutes. Then he's back to the Hey Ya, which is a really good song. Like, this is the average content from his stream. So I'm actually really perplexed where he's getting any of his income from. I mean, he could just have a normal job, I suppose. But I don't know. Because I assumed that he was working in the video editing industry. But when I say he's like maybe he's just like doing Hassan clips or something all day, I say that because he's a big Hassan fanboy. I'll back that up.
My dog. Hassan's a real one.
Hassan's a real one. Hassan's a real one. He also is very angry at Legal Mindset. I guess since we mentioned Legal Mindset, we have to play this video, don't we? Oh my goodness, Streamyard moved all my clips around. They're in like a thing now. It's hard to find everything. I can't find. Here it is.
Legal Mindset. Legal Mindset. Legal dick suckers, more like it.
I hope he has that clip in it. I hope he has that clip in his documentary because apparently there is a section that is just about Legal Mindset. So we'll have to wait and see for that. But I should mention that some rando gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much. Unironically, like when I posted this before, the Alex Novell YouTube dashboard, unironically, we'll probably make more than $148 from this stream. With the ad revenue and the YouTube memberships and super chats and all that added up. It depends how generous people are today, but we'll have to see. All right, but we're 41 seconds into this. Let's see what we've got to say.
Do it.
All right, so it seems like they're filming Johnny committing more crimes because this is a political rally, as I understand it, and I believe they are holding signs at this. It is illegal for foreigners to take part in a political protest in South Korea. So, congratulations.
Did I get punched today? Yes. It's not a day of me streaming without me getting punched. W stream. Are you guys enjoying the stream today? Whoa! Did I touch a statue? So you think it's okay to be physically assaulting somebody? Yeah, you're in my country, buddy. W content, top footage.
This is Mondo. He's aptly named. He was the second camera, and I think he's an IRL streamer and friend of Ice Poseidon, but I'm not sure. But he was on the sidelines during a lot of these things. He was sitting, like when they were in that Love Hotel, he was in the corner chair, probably the chair that he's used to. But that's for the context there. Lucky Limes with a 5 Canadian says, his behavior isn't shocking. You need to travel to San Fran. You see similar public disturbances on the streets and stores. It's not even abnormal. You mean Johnny Somali's behavior or Alex Novell's?
This is top footage.
I have boundaries, and some people cross those boundaries.
I'm going to show you guys how far I can push the boundaries. The Korean government is not going to do anything for me.
Oh, a bunch of...
So he's going to show you how far he's going to push the Korean legal system boundaries. I think they're going to be pushing the boundaries of his anus when he gets submitted to prison.
Police is coming out. Are they coming to arrest me or what? Yes! Are they coming to arrest me or what?
All right, the Johnny Somali. So we can look forward to this. Now, this is happening on Alex's channel. This is happening on this. It's funny. Oh, it's American way. So it's the 11th. It's 7/11. It's happening on July 7th at 8 a.m. my time. It got pushed up 2 hours. I think this has changed. Okay. Maybe he did some editing or something and changed and uploaded. But we can look forward to this. Like I said, I'll try and get it done before we go off to Tokyo, but I can't promise that. So anyway, we got some. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot to mention what Johnny Somali was up to. In the month since we haven't been talking about Johnny Somali, did he got off? I'm next, says Johnny in his private Discord. I doubt it. Press a 1 if you think that Johnny's going to get off with it. And press a 2 if you think that he's going to jail, if he's going straight to the cabbage fields. Let's see. Johnny has continued to commit crimes, like harassing people at North Seoul Tower. So let's see. Again, at North Seoul Tower, Johnny Somali bothers a random tourist, accusing him of being racist in an effort to piss him off for clout. The tourist didn't fall for it, but didn't want to be filmed. That didn't stop Johnny Somali from stalking and defaming him. Let's check this out.
Why'd you get up?
So Johnny Somali sits down. Immediately, this guy wants to leave.
Where are you going?
Oh, toilet.
Really? You got up because I'm black? No. You don't want a black person to sit next to you? Why'd you get up right when I came over?
I know this would destroy this band's career, but if he just gave a Chad yes, that would be very funny. Like he should sacrifice a little bit of his he should this guy should risk his job to just say yes, even if he doesn't believe it. It would just be funny. Like when you're given a stupid question like that, the only answer is the stupid answer, like the stupid yes. That's why I got up. That'd be funny. You could just say you're annoying, or you don't want to sit near a retard or something. That works too.
Is it because I'm black? Where are you going? Brother, I'm white like you. I'm Caucasian just like you.
Oh, Johnny's actually wearing whiteface in this, so I forgot to mention that, but I have a clip of that.
Why would you get up? What do you say? What? Yo, this is a racist white guy. Hi, how are you? Nothing. What's wrong? I didn't do nothing. He's a racist.
Here you can see some of his. He's literally wearing whiteface and a white wig. This is his attempt at being funny.
Racist. This one's a racist. Because I'm black skin. I have a black skin. I sit down, he run. I don't do nothing. I think you're a racist.
This is just a random guy that's just like, I just want to see my K-pop and watch the StarCraft tournament and maybe have a look over Seoul. North Seoul Tower is actually a very nice spot. I've been there.
I think you're a racist. I was sitting right there and now you run to them. What did I do to you? I don't do nothing. I don't do nothing. I sit down, he run. Because of black skin. Very racism, you know? Korea, we're not used to this. What the fuck was that? That was crazy. You went to them, what a racist white guy. What the hell is that? What the fuck was that? Wow.
This is the non-tent that you get from IRL streams these days. They sit down next to people having lunch. They get up and tell the staff, like, this guy's bothering me, and then he walks away.
Racism, y'all just saw racism right now. Holy shit.
Is that me in real life? No.
Yo, what?
All right. What is this? Still at North Seoul Tower, Johnny Somali, like an asshole, deliberately bothers and insults a French couple for clout and money, then threatens them with assault. And of course, Johnny Somali accuses them of racism. But then he calls Africans monkeys. All right, he's drinking a bottle. Is that a bottle of fucking tequila? So you can see him literally applying his makeup. He's just got like fucking powder or something.
It's your culture, nigga. The skin bleach and shit. Talk to her. You taking some photo? You want me to take your photo? I can take your photo for you. I can take it for you guys. Where y'all from? What language y'all speaking? Where y'all from? You know what I mean? Talking to me because I'm black, guys. That's how it works. You know what I mean? So maybe I put the white skin, maybe they're going to talk to me. What country you guys from? Damn, I swear to God, Europeans, they hate Americans, bro. Oh, it's French. Oh, now it makes sense. Nobody likes French people, bro. I don't like them either.
I mean, that's true, but a broken clock is right twice a day.
When they got these African immigrant niggas running all over Paris, like, what? They speaking French? Why y'all not talking to me? Because I'm black? French don't like black people? France don't like black people?
$5.
I mean, if they're from Paris, they're probably already feeling the fatigue, so they know how to deal with people like Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
You're not busy. You're not busy. What you mean?
For you
French people, they don't like black, huh? You got a lot of... Don't make me crash out on you. All I have me crash out mode.
Somalia is a name which has unfortunately become synonymous with failed state. It's a nation with extremely high levels of poverty, one whose government is barely existent, and notably it's a country racked with violence. So how did this come to be? Why did Somalia fail?
All right, I'm pretty tired of this clip already, even though there's another minute of it. But like, I'll just point out here that there's this fence here with like those like love heart locks on it or something. There's a channel that goes around who's like a lock picker. and he goes to bridges and shit where people have their together forever locks, and he unlocks them and just throws them in the water, which has nothing to do with Johnny Somali, but is very funny to me.
So as of
So anyway,
1940,
we'll maybe check some of these Johnny Somali clips later, because apparently he does a lot more. But this is the new video that came out, I guess today, maybe yesterday. This is from 15 Minutes of Shame. 15 Minutes of Shame has done very well covering nuisance streamers and people. He's like, I think he's shot up from like, he's really like, I'm not even mad, I'm impressed. Over the last 6 months, he's gained like 48,000 subscribers, and he's probably going to hit like 100K within the next like 2 months or something. So good for him. But he reached out to Alex Novell to try and see if there was any sort of monetary connection between Johnny Somali and Novell himself. And then he got this exclusive interview where they're trying to change the record. And I would argue that Alex is just a snake, and that he went over there with the intentions of trying to show that Johnny Somali was a good boy who didn't do nothing. He saw the way the wind was blowing after the trials, after some of the trial dates, and then has decided to. Well, some people are saying that they've seen this before. Like, this has already been the video, not this video, but the actual documentary has already been broadcast in like a film festival or something in New York, which is kind of funny because Alex was mad that people didn't react the way that they wanted to. Because there's a part at the end where apparently at the end of the Johnny Somali documentary, he's pleading with Trump. He's like, please, Trump, save me. And all of the people are laughing and giggling and clapping. And he's like, no, you're supposed to feel bad for him. This is supposed to be a sad part of the movie. I think I have a clip for that. Hold on a second. Let me see. Is this the one, or is it? Oh, wait, this is a different one, I think.
When shit, what his chat tells to this part, and it's to be.
Hold on, these are a bit janky.
I'm on your team here. I'm on your team here, Hank. I know you can do this.
No, this is the one.
Stop him when he gets like this.
This is the one where he calls Johnny a fag,
pull him aside.
Which is very true, but that's the wrong one. This is the one.
And it's supposed to be this at the end. How was the screening's reaction to the doc? People loved it. There was laughs at the right parts. The only part that was bad, the only bad reaction was at the end. At the end of the movie, there's this part where Johnny's like holding a flag and like begging for Trump to save him.
Wrong one.
And it's supposed to be this like kind of like sadder moment. It's supposed to be like, oh, like he's really down bad. But instead, I don't know if it's because there were so many streamers in the audience or something, but like everybody started clapping.
They all clapped.
Johnny.
They all
like,
clapped, chat. Sorry, I exposed some of the images that I was going to show later, because he doesn't really like Legal Mindset very much. And that's because he leaked these DMs. You can see here that early in the production of the Johnny Somali documentary, he reached out to Legal Mindset, who's kind of become the authority on the matters of all things Johnny to the public. And he says, this is Alex's message to Andrew. He says, yes, I'm going to film a documentary on him. Perhaps you'd be willing to do the interview audio only. It's going to premiere at a film festival in New York. Andrew responds saying, it's not about video or audio, it's time, and I have odd hours here in Asia, as well as a demanding schedule. Unlike Ramsey, I have other work to do and also travel often. Written questions would be best, and I can give you a thoughtful answer and respond properly. I would even be willing to send over audio response to your written question. Thanks. And good work on the Mr. Bass documentary. That was solid. So here, he's asking that Legal Mindset to be interviewed for the video. Legal Mindset says, I'm pretty busy, but if you write down what you want to ask me, I could record answers for you that you could add to your documentary. This seems to me, as a regular person, as a regular and very generous response, because you're not entitled to anybody's time. Now, you might say, why do we have these DMs? Because Alex Novell posted this very reasonable interaction with Andrew and then says, why do you keep avoiding me, doing an interview with me? You've made thousands covering this story, but you won't do an interview for my film, presumably because you can't farm donations during it. So literally, when it says right here, I would be willing to send over audio responses to written questions. He seethed that he wouldn't get on camera for him. And then he says it's because it's the money. And now that we've seen his channel earnings, maybe we know why. Maybe we know why indeed. Very strange, very strange. Tankrat, member for 26 months. Oh, that's a long time. He says, hey, meme. some Ramsey Khalid Ismael cope today. I see. Fun times. Yes. I believe you are invested in this story, aren't you? All right. So the mega chuds clapped at the screening of this documentary. So let's get into what 15 minutes of shame and Alex have to say in their exclusive documentary.
Gentlemen, I do
exclusive interview.
Have some breaking news. You may or may not know that in a couple of days, the documentary on Johnny Somali by Alex Novell is going to release.
Alex was spent like 4 hours getting high today talking about his thumbnail. Is this a good thumbnail? You know what? I'm actually going to say this is a good thumbnail. I think this is a good thumbnail. You've got Ice Poseidon in the background, so you're going to be able to, get a bit more attention, get a bit more clout. You've got Johnny looking good. A lot of the thumbnails have difficulty getting Johnny in like a clear photo because live stream quality is pretty garbage. The official documentary is kind of, I guess you can call it the official documentary if you want to, but there's nothing official about it. It's officially your documentary. What is official about this? Because you talked to him? I guess.
On Johnny Somali by Alex Novell is going to release. Now, I haven't watched it yet, but I was able to interview Alex about the documentary ahead of time, and he dropped a bomb, basically.
So here's the DMs he shares that he DM'd him directly on Discord, and he says, "Hey, bro, what's up? Can you tell me what is your financial agreement with Johnny?"
He screwed Johnny Somali out of 30 grand by having them sign a bogus contract that pretty much relinquished all their rights. Today, we'll take...
Now, when he says he screwed Johnny out of $30,000, this is, as far as I can tell, completely made up and hypothetical. It seems like Johnny, or aka Hank, asked for $30,000, but then they received nothing. As far as I know, apart from showing this at the film festival, I don't think film festivals give you money. Typically, you have to pay film festivals to broadcast there, but you never know. But they made like this agreement where it's like, if it appears on Netflix, they'll give him 20%, but actually they won't, because this contract here, the standard consent agreement, is actually just the one that literally Sacha Cohen Bryan uses for Borat. So I will say this is funny on Alex Novell's part, because while I think that this contract wouldn't really hold up to a reasonable judge, although it did work in at least one case for Borat, it's better than nothing. Basically, it says here that you agree to be lied to, and you can't expect anything. We might take a look at this later on. I think the important part is it says down here, the participant is not relying upon any promises or statements made by anyone about the nature of the film or the identity of other participants or persons involved in this film. There's also a part where it literally says they will be lied to. Let me see if I can find that part here. But they literally, this is what Hank thinks he's like a lawyer. So Hank read through this and thought it was a great contract. I think we can get the actual, this seems a little bit different to the one that I've seen actually, but let me see. Yeah, we'll take a look at this one later on.
Interview with him, as well as the footage of Johnny and Hank signing the contract. This is hilarious. So without further ado, let's get started.
Wait, hold on a second. Sponsored by Monster Energy, but not really. Although this stream is sponsored, kind of, by, if I can find it, thedragonstreasure.com. Use code COPE to get delicious teas. The Dragon's Treasure has been telling Gameo journos to buy rope and find creative uses for it. Very funny. Support the T-Man at thedragonstreasure.com using code COPE. There we go.
And Hank signing the contract.
I see
this
the Dragon's
is hilarious. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so just to clarify, I'm talking to you. This is Sunday. Your documentary is dropping in 4 days. You agreed to give me an interview after the documentary aired. You say there's some...
I assume what the documentary is going to be about is how big-brained Alex is, about how he tricked everybody, because it was all a work from the beginning. But we'll have to see. What do you guys think?
Bombshells in there, so I haven't seen it. I don't know anything. I'm looking forward to it. But what can you tell me about Johnny, your financial agreement with Johnny?
So when initially I reached out to make this documentary on Johnny, I just joined his Discord server and was I said hey bro, I can get you set free. I'll get in touch with the State Department and get them to free you. Just meet up with me in Korea.
So straight off, this is just fraud. Okay, this is just fraud. Now, Alex is never going to pay for this. No one's ever going to hold him to account for this. But you can't just make these promises. Look, bro, I'll totally get into contact. But I can promise you, if you meet up with me in Korea, I will get you free. Now, again, Alex will get away with this because Johnny Somali would have to be a free man in America to press any charges or anything. And it would be a very difficult thing to prove as well if it's all just verbal sort of things. But you can't have some fucking decency, man. This is the slimiest thing that I've perhaps ever heard of. It's like, look, bro, just do my documentary and I will literally get Marco Rubio to set you free. Like, they unironically have pleased to Marco Rubio and Donald Trump in the documentary, allegedly. I don't know how he sleeps. Like, I guess he can, like, he did the same thing to Mr. Based as well. Not exactly the same thing. Mr. Based, if you're unaware, is basically a pimp from New York who's a live streamer, a sun gazer, and he takes advantage of a mentally disabled man called Joshua Block, who is World of T-Shirts. So Alex Novell did a documentary about Mr. Based where he basically said, like, I'll glaze you for like a month. Just let me do a documentary about you. And then he totally snakes him. So I don't know why Johnny would, I guess Johnny was so desperate. This is the only person that reached out to him or something. But I think anyone would have known this was a terrible idea from the inception. I don't know. Maybe Johnny is just that dumb. I mean, he is in that position to begin with, so.
And he said, yeah, sounds good. I need your help. And so I, like, obviously that was like kind of cap a little bit. I just wanted to like get the.
I don't know if that's kind of cap. I think that's straight up fraud and a lie. It's like, yo, no cap. I told him I would contact the State Department and promise to get him free. This is what happens when you become terminally online and you spend all day in Twitch chat, probably watching Hassan from the looks of it, from the sounds of it. I wouldn't be surprised if he's either a tier-free moderator or, I don't know. What do they call the Hassan Baldo washers? I don't know. It's not cap. It's just straight up lying. Okay.
Interview with the guy and actually talk to him and shit. And he's just so focused at all times about like defending himself and shit. So
Johnny is really focused on defending himself. Let's check in with Johnny Somali, shall we? Come on.
What you mean? Where are you from? Why are you shaking your hand? You racist? You don't like black people?
No, I don't want to be.
What country are you from?
Well, you don't need to tell.
You better back up, nigga. What's up?
Yeah. Johnny Somali is really concerned with defending himself at all times. Indeed.
It was like, all right, well, like, let's, like, how can I give you something that you want here so you'll talk to me? Because again, like I'm not gonna pay someone for an interview. So
he's broke. He's broke, chat. I mean, typically you don't pay people from interview these sort of things because it would change the dynamic, you know. But I just thought I'd throw that in there.
That was like the premise initially. I booked a flight to Korea.
Right, you promised him something that you knew you couldn't deliver.
Well, yeah, but
I mean, 15 minutes of shame here is trying to. I mean, he's got to kind of play the game, I guess, to get this interview. But he's like, just to clarify, you promised him something you knew 100% you could not deliver, and he's like, I mean, if you put it like that, then I suppose yes.
I don't have a problem with him. You know, I don't like.
No.
I find that hilarious.
I just think like. Do like a tiny bit of research on me. If you look at my YouTube channel, I'm constantly like pranking right-wing people and like I prank.
And this is what I said from the inception as well, that like this guy is either absolutely insane glazing Johnny or he is setting Johnny up to fall. It turns out it was both, which is kind of funny.
Alex Jones, like what? How am I in touch with Marco Rubio? How am I gonna be able to free you from Korea? Like that's just like, come on, bro. Like
clout chaser. Like this is I don't think I've ever really seen it. Like people throw the word clout chaser around a lot, but most people are not clout chasers. They're just doing their own thing. This may be the actual definition of a clout chaser, just someone that looks up someone and tries to take advantage and then moves on to the next target or some shit.
If you talk to me because I said that and that's the only reason, then like I don't know what to tell you.
That's on him. That's on him for not doing his research.
It's just a little.
Joke's on you for not knowing that I was a filthy snake from the beginning. I mean, congratulations, I guess.
A little bit of cap there. So, anyways, I get to Korea.
A little bit of fraud there. A little bit of fraud there.
Johnny, the day I land in Korea is the day that he does the call the police shirtless dancing in the street.
Yeah, we saw that at the beginning when he's dancing out there, 7 a.m. He's drunk. He's doing it to own the YouTubers, I guess.
Thing. And I was like, bro.
And now I'm going to have to disagree with Turnips in the chat. What the fuck is going on with the murder wall behind him? I love a good schizo board. I think this is a underrated aesthetic. And personally, I wish I had more red string connecting pictures in my room, in my videos. And I unironically keep meaning to do it, but I keep forgetting about it. Schizo boards are a keynote, and anyone that says different is wrong. So I'm actually going to praise Alex for that. That looks good.
Please do not. Or no. That it was like a couple days before I left. He did the shirtless dancing in the street thing, and then when I got there, he was just like super hungover all day, or from doing his like crypto coin thing, and
it's just crimes on crimes on crimes. The thing is, you look away from Johnny, like you do like a couple days off or something, or a month off, and he's just got like half a dozen crimes you have to catch up on now. You have to do your homework and shit for this stuff. At least I got a month until the next trial. I might attend in person. I don't know. It is really hot right now. It's like it's boiling. I want to spend all time inside. I do want to go to South Korea and see one of the Johnny Somali trials, but I don't know if I can be bothered. I think I want to go to the last one. That's the thing. And I think the one in August is going to be the first of many to come. Because it's not really the first. It's like midway through. I feel like Johnny isn't going to be having his final trial or hearing until sometime in 2026. So we'll have to wait and see.
He was asleep all day. And at the nighttime, Hank hits me up and he's like, okay, so like, listen, I will, Johnny will do the documentary with you. But we need financial compensation.
Oh my God. Let me just say.
He's broke, chat. So Hank is always trying to beg for money, and he's living off the goodwill of his parents, and he's kind of the black sheep of the family. He thinks he's a lawyer. He's got like a legal family, but he's a joke, and we're going to see that when he reads through this ridiculous contract later and then agrees to it. They're like, okay, we want $30,000. Alex counters, how about 20% of nothing? They agree to that. Great negotiation. Like, what are you doing? Because that's what he ends up promising. He's like, if this is on Netflix, and there's no way this is going to be on Netflix ever. Okay, this is not going to be a banger Hulu certified original or anything like that. Not to say that you can't get original documentaries onto platforms like Netflix or Amazon or Hulu. Maybe not Hulu. I don't know about Hulu, but Amazon and Netflix definitely do take it. If it's good enough, it's good enough. But these are absolutely not going to be that sort of quality and that sort of entertainment. And frankly, I don't think people care enough. Johnny Somali is big on the internet, but people that are just doing their jobs and going on and doing their lives and shit, they don't really care. They maybe laugh at him like years ago, but they don't really worry about this sort of stuff. And Alex even agrees with this point, because towards the end of this video, he straight up says, yeah, I agreed to the Netflix, the fake Netflix deal, that 20% of the revenue or whatever, because it's never going to fucking happen. He's just like, this video belongs on my YouTube channel. So I don't know. I guess based on these stats, Johnny Somali is entitled to 20% of $148. Okay.
Say that your imitation of him is on point. That is fucking hilarious. That's
Thank
like
you.
on point. Okay, so they want money. Now, what were they thinking in terms of money?
So I was like sitting in the car with Mondo and we're like, we're ready to come interview you, Johnny. And Hank's like, listen, Johnny wants like $30,000 to do an interview. Can you do that? And I was like, no. What?
This is also a rat move, by the way. I have to agree. Like, if you agree to be on like a documentary or to do an interview or something, and then the person buys a plane ticket And then once they've already arrived, you then ask for money. That's a rat maneuver. But I mean, it's rats all the way down. It's rats, ratting rats, and snakes, snaking snakes. So it's snakes all the way down as well.
That way, we just didn't discuss like any type of payment at all before. Wait, you guys are jumping this on me now after I flew my ass out to Korea? Like, what?
All right, Nova said, I'm going to clear this up. Nova says he wanted me to super chat you to remind you, everyone, he's a mod for Ricada. I don't care. I don't like Ricada. I laugh at Ricada. If people enjoy Ricada, that's their business, not mine. As long as you're not breaking the rules or entirely, completely dented, you're welcome in the chat, okay? Just don't spam. That's all I ask. If you want to fight with people in the chat, that's up to you, okay? Just don't break the rules. Don't spam. That's all I ask.
What? And he was like, yeah, that's the only thing that Johnny will take to do the movie is we need to get paid. And I was like, well, I can't pay you, but how about this? If the movie gets put on Netflix or Hulu, which it probably will. I mean, come on. What's the Johnny Somali story we're talking?
I mean, he says this now, but then later in the video, he says it's never going to happen. It's never going to. This is what they're saying right now.
Talking about here. Then we can sign a deal that you guys will be compensated. And that was enough for them. So I just, when we went to go film at Johnny's lawyer's office, they were like, please bring a contract for us to sign from the network. And I was like,
they think this is actually kind of funny that Johnny and Hank literally thought there was a Netflix deal ready and waiting for them. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Now, if Alex was smart and he got all his releases signed in advance, if in some, like, I mean, sometimes the things I say do turn out to be wrong. Occasionally, like when I said nothing would happen to Steel Toe, I was wrong about that. Poor Steel Toe. Oh no, he's suffering over there in Minnesota. But if Alex was clever enough to get all of his releases signed in advance for all future works and everything, then it is possible that Johnny goes to jail and then the Netflix deal comes and they offer it to him and he gets to reap the benefits of this and never pay Johnny anything, because if they have the current contract they have will probably not be enough for the royalties from a Netflix deal. I mean, certainly the judge could disagree and contracts get thrown out, especially like bullshit contracts like this one from Sasha Coe and Brian get thrown out all the time. But it would be funny. It would be fun. It would be another funny alternative to see. So you never know. You never know.
Okay. So I just Googled the like consent agreement that Sacha Baron Cohen uses for when he like pranks people in Borat and stuff like that, when he would film these interviews with people so that they couldn't like turn around and sue him. And a lot of the times he would like pay people like $100 or $200.
Now, there's a difference here. There's a difference because while Borat did lie to people and say that they didn't really intend to air this in America and things like that, depending on how accurately Alex is reporting this story, I think is how a judge would interpret this sort of contract. And if he made these clear and honest, like if you say like, well, you know, if I get Netflix deal one day, we can talk about it, giving you 20%, then that might hold up. But if you make strict promises, like, look, I'm going to talk to the State Department, I'm going to get you off, and when Netflix comes, I'll give you 20%, and then you get them to sign the contract that says I get to lie to you, I'm not sure that'll hold up as well. You never know. The judges can go either way sometimes, and it's quite frustrating in some cases. But we'll have to see, I suppose. It's not really. I mean, we won't see because it's just not going to happen.
To do these interviews, and then they would try to like sue him for more money in the end. And so like there was already this part about payment in at the top. So I just said like they'll get 20% of the gross revenue of the film if the film were sold to a network. And then at the bottom of it,
all right. So 50 Minutes has brought up the top part of the contract, standard consent agreement. This is an agreement between Novell Films, the producer, and the undersigned participant, in exchange for the producer's obligation to pay a participant fee of the amount of 20% of revenue upon the sale of the film and the opportunity for the participant to appear in the motion picture. The participant agrees to the follows.
Before like they put their...
It's kind of pointless to have this extract out on the screen without the whole thing, because the following paragraphs say that like you could literally be lied to and that it's all bullshit anyway. So I guess you just got to put something on screen sometimes. Like you gotta itch that or scratch that editing finger.
Signature. It says like, I recognize
here we
that
go.
any and all promises made by the filmmaker do not reflect any deal really made.
So it's like a bullshit contract.
Yeah. Here, I have it right here.
Again, and also if you make someone sign a bullshit contract, you shouldn't just say that. You shouldn't come out and just say, I got you to sign a bullshit contract. That's not what you want to go in. Because if Johnny took this, and like I said, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But if he did, and he said, like, look, Your Honor, this person entered into this agreement with fraud in mind. They knew it was bullshit from the offset. It wasn't some mistake. They made a promise. They did not deliver on their promise. And they defrauded me. The judge may be sympathetic to that. Now, I don't think it's going to happen because, like I said, Johnny's going to be in prison and he has no money to sue. So Alex is going to get away with this. That's fine. I'm just saying you probably shouldn't record yourself doing these stupid things.
And I had them sign it on camera.
Did they read it?
The balls on this guy. Like, the thing is, like, this guy's like, oh, I'll be fine. He can't sue me. He's literally being sued by Mr. Based, I believe, for some, I can't remember. But he talked about that a lot, is that Mr. Based is suing him. And that's the guy that scarred him up.
Not really. I mean, Johnny's lawyer read it and he was like, it seemed like he said he thought it was fine, but bro spoke Korean. Like,
all right, so now seems like a good time to show you the footage of Johnny and Hank at the lawyer's office, taking a look at the contract and signing it. I find this situation completely hilarious. Take a look at this.
In different
I mean, it's not funny that they're scamming this Korean, like this Korean lawyer is doing his best. It is funny that Hank is trying to role play as a lawyer. I'll say that. Because he just cosplaying his little suit. He gets the Korean lawyer to read it. He doesn't know what the fuck it says. Then he looks through and he decides to sign it. So that's kind of funny because Hank does like to pretend that he's a smart boy with a legal degree, but not quite the case.
So you guys got 2 days in a row of IRL streaming. You guys happy?
Contract over there, what are they doing?
They're discussing like something else. Yeah.
Some other person's case. So yeah, guys.
So you grew up in Florida.
You guys got any ideas?
But you know how like obnoxious, like, well, in general, it doesn't have to be like Jewish community or like anything. Jerseyans and
what is he saying? Okay. So you grew up in Florida, right? So you know how annoying the Jewish community is. What? Floridians in chat, please respond. Is there like the what is it? The Semitic gators or something? Is that what I'm hearing? Why? Hello, Mr. Like he's like, well, I'm going to pretend to be a lawyer, so I should probably mention the Jews. Very fun little thing. What is he saying? Great question, actually.
Well, like South Florida,
New Yorkers are.
South Florida is filled with people from New Jersey and New York. That's like all South Florida is.
You might be meeting ICE sooner than you think, guys.
Like South Florida is all these Jews who moved from New Jersey and New York all the way down to Florida.
Yeah.
You can just both sign the same word.
So this Korean lawyer is like, this does not make any fucking sense to me. My English, like he's probably got really good English actually, but then the language, because the language is intentionally deceptive in this contract. He's probably just like, what the fuck? Is my English not as good as I thought it was? He's trying to confirm it with Hank.
예, 그러니까 지금 뭐가 문제라는 거야? 지금 나한테 뭘 묻고 싶은 거야 그러니까 이 계약서잖아. 스탠다드 스탠다드 콘센트 어그리먼트. This is agreement 그 사이에 노벨 필링?
Yeah.
예. 그 안에 있는 participate 같은 여기겠지 뭐. 프로듀서. 근데 지금 뭐가 문제? 그 리벤 수입의 20%를
What country should we go, guys, when I'm free? Just think about it.
It's kind of funny the way I will say that Alex is good miking up of Johnny because you can hear him. He's like in the corner there, just talking to his chat, and you can still hear him. He's like, "What country do you think he's going to next, chat? Place a bet. Place a bet on what is Johnny's next destination."
You guys, China? I trust we just went to China. I can't let that up, man.
I don't think that Johnny's going to get the Chinese sponsorship. China has big money to pay streamers to go over there and make China look great. I don't think that China's going to get it.
변호사님이 이 보라고.
보라고 내 볼게.
They can't put an American in jail. They can't do
I'm
it.
so glad that your family.
This is his legal advice. My lawyer told me you can't put an American in jail. It's not against the law to break the law in Korea. What do you mean?
We moved down to Florida, bro.
Hey, Johnny, please tell me where in the South Korean law it says that you cannot put an American in jail. I'll wait. Anyways, it looks like the lawyer read it and it was good enough for him, but I'm not saying
the lawyer doesn't. The lawyer looked like he had no idea what was going on with that thing.
a bad lawyer. I'm just saying maybe he misunderstood a couple words, because this is definitely a contract that only benefits Alex.
It's not like my life has not been destroyed by this.
We need the wait. What do you say? My life has not been destroyed by this. I think it has. Realistically, Johnny's life has been destroyed by this. I mean, Johnny's a young guy, right? Like, he's in his early 20s, I believe. He has spent a significant portion of his life inside the Asian legal system. Like, if you're like a 50-year-old guy and you go to jail for 1 year, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's a significant deal, but it's not like your entire life is ruined. If you're a 20-year-old guy and you spend one of your 20 years in like that young formative years when you're supposed to be out there grinding, you're setting everything up for yourself, that's a big chunk of your life. Not only has Johnny spent a year fighting legal systems across the world, I think at this point he's been in Korea for over a year as well. So it's like 2-3 years of his life has vanished already, of his early 20s. Okay, so it's like 5% of his life or some shit. I think this will be when it's all said and done. Like, and this is if he only gets like the minimum sentence. Like, if he gets 1 year in jail, if he gets 2 years in jail, I mean, if he gets out when he's 30, he's 24. He's 24. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he's like in jail for like a year or 2 years, a quarter of his life is essentially gone. That's what we're talking about here. Because I mean, typically you don't remember much until you're like 3 or 4 anyways, right? So he's basically had about 20 years of consciousness. So 5 years of your life gone, the fucking quarter of your life has disappeared for what? Money that has evaporated. He has nothing to show for this. There is no Korea. There is no Johnny Somali streaming empire. There's no collaboration. There's no contracts waiting for him from elusive sites like Rumble or something. That's bad, bro.
네, 사인한다고 이거 복사해가지고 얘한테 하나 주고 변호사님이 하나 가지고 있으라고. 왜냐면 변호사님이 왜냐면 뭐 법적인 일이 생기면 변호사님 통제해야 되니까.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I don't even want to say scot-free because nothing I've done warrants prison time, you know? It's ridiculous.
All right, chat. We're going to have to make this a poll. And be sure to like the stream while you're voting in the chat. In fact, sometimes I got to remind people because they don't like the stream if I don't play this.
Hit like if you like the show. If you don't like the show, don't hit like or hit thumbs down. Be like, this guy sucks. I don't mind. But if you do like the show, hit that like button. It really does. I got to remind YouTube that I'm here. They are not distributing things out.
All right, there we go. Whole setup. I got to remind YouTube that I'm here because I took a couple of days off. Although we had a pretty fun dinosaur stream the other day.
Some fine MOs. Come on, like, let's be honest. That's what I've heard from multiple legal professionals. You ready, son? We got it.
I mean, even though he is, I think the chat agrees. Like, the majority of the chat is going to say yes. Only 3% of the poll saying, or 5% now are saying that he doesn't deserve jail. I'm sorry, but harassing old people at the end of their lives that are just trying to get by, that are working minimum wage, making their lives miserable, that does deserve jail. Disrupting businesses, if you can't pay the fine, deserves jail. Playing pornographic messages around children deserves jail. And all because he's trying to show a country. that he thinks that they're nothing. Like, that's not even getting into the cultural damage you could argue that he's done. Like, I know a lot of people probably won't think it's like a big deal, like the defacing of a statue or anything, but to put this in context, like the comfort women statues in Korea commemorate the women that were essayed by the Japanese forces in World War II. And this is still a very recent memory in a lot of the culture of Korea and other Asian countries that were affected by this. People's mothers were affected by this. People's grandmothers were affected by this. People's sisters were affected by this. These people are still alive. I mean, some of them are getting pretty old at this point. This is like everyone in the country has this shared trauma. And it's not like, well, like, oh, that statue is some guy from the past that I have no connection to. Like, there is like 1 degree of separation from all of these people that have been affected by this horrific time in their lives. So it's like a statue that's dedicated to your mother or your sister or your grandmother or your aunt being molested by this guy who rubbed baby oil on it and then was like grinding on shit on this. And I believe the statues are actually depictions of underage women. Like, they're like children and shit. So it's just disgusting. So yeah, he deserves to be in jail. He deserves to be in those farms picking those cabbages.
Yeah, I'm reading through number 2.
What do you want to do after this?
So Hank is trying to read the contract, which is only a single page, and he's struggling. Because Johnny is like, are we gonna get some bibimbap after this or some shit? We're gonna go out for some tteokbokki or something. You want to get a nice samgyeopsal? Give the man at least a chance to read the contract. Fuck's sake.
You want to go to the police station
and give them the watch?
Probably not today.
Probably not today. Let's do another day. I feel like it's not that important.
Yeah, whatever you guys want to do, I'm along for the ride.
I kind of want to rest because of my throat, you know?
Yeah.
But I
he's the throat goat. He needs to rescue. He has to rescue. He needs to rest his poor innocent throat. It's been taking a beating over the last few days for Johnny.
I definitely do want to go like out there tomorrow though.
Cool. Yeah.
You want to sit right here and talk to the camera, Hank? I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Just keep them to 10. I'll be right back.
Fab said he wants you to switch to the server.
Okay, bet. When I get outside, I will.
Yeah.
Bet.
So number 2 is saying that you hold every
So that's where the footage cuts off, and you can clearly see that they signed it. Now let's get back to the interview because trust me, there's a lot more you're going to want to see.
Contract? Should we go through that?
This entire agreement between the participant.
Hold on a second. We'll listen to Alex explain it.
Participant and producer acknowledges that anyone entering into it is not relying upon any promises or statements made by anyone about the nature of the film, of the identity of any of the other participants or person involved in the film. Any alleged deception, such as or surprise about the film or this consent agreement, breach of alleged moral rights, or tortious wrongful interference with any contracts, business of the participant. So it just
that doesn't actually say that on this cap that we've got it right. There must be a different part. I wonder if I have a copy of it. I believe that this was an article about from the New York Law Journal, where one person did get off. Oh, I mean, Borat got off basically because of this. But I want to see the waiver of the claims, choice of law. I'm trying to find just a straight up picture of the actual legal agreement, because the sample that we have doesn't actually say that. That's from I believe it does say it on the full document. But I remember seeing that somewhere. I wonder if I missed that. Did he post it in its entirety? Was it just showing the bottom part and the top part? Might try and find another copy of it which has the entire document. All I'll do is I'll pull this up on my second screen. We'll continue to listen to it, and then I'll see if I can skim through it and find it.
Full interference with any contracts, business of the participant. So it just relinquishes me from any anything. If they wanted to sue me after making this, if they want to come after me and say, you need to give us your ad revenue off the documentary. But
we know the ad revenue is nothing. Oh, it does say it here. Okay, we've got because the ad revenue for the last month was $148. I guess Johnny's entitled to what, like $35 or something? That might buy him some top yum ramen or something. All right, yeah, I found the full contract. Here it is. All right, so let's go through. Let's actually go through it and see what it says. So this is what Hank and Johnny read through and decided was a good idea to actually sign. So standard consent agreement. This is an agreement between Novel Films, the producer, and the undersigned participant, in exchange for the producer's obligation to pay the participation fee if the amount of 20% of revenue upon the sale of the film and the opportunity for the participant to appear in motion picture. The participant agrees to the follows. So it doesn't even mention ad revenue. It's only for the sale of the film. I guess you could make an argument that sale of the film occurs on YouTube for the ad revenue, but I don't think that would hold up very strongly. Number one, the participant agrees to be filmed and audio taped by the producer for the documentary style film, the film. It is understood that the producer hopes to reach a young adult audience by using entertaining content and formulas. The chat just shut out. I'll fix that. So what does this mean? It means that he's going to include a bunch of memes. There's going to be a bunch of memes, a bunch of references. Okay, young audience. It means that he's going to have half the documentary is going to have subway surfers, you know, like running along collecting coins, or you're going to have pictures of soap being shaved. That's what it means by that. I don't know why that has to be in bold. I feel like this is a red herring that is there so that people focus on the bold part, and they're like, "What do you mean by that?" Because I don't see any problem with that, right? The participant agrees that any rights that the participant may have in the film or the participant's contribution to the film are hereby assigned to the producer, and that the producer shall be exclusively entitled to use or assign to license to others the right to use the film and any recorded material that includes the participant without restriction in any media throughout the universe in perpetuity and without liability to the participant. I don't think this would hold up in court like a real court. You can't just film someone and say it's, for example, you can't just film someone, say it's for a documentary, and then upload it into like a porn video or something, right? Like, you cannot actually sign away all your rights forever. You can't agree to a contract to become a slave, for example. I don't think this would hold up. But you never know. Sometimes you get dumb judges and stuff like that. The participant hereby grants any consents required to use those purposes. The participant also agrees to allow the producer and any of its assignees or licensees to use the participant's contribution, photograph, film footage, and biographical material in connection not only with the film. Wait, does this mean that he has he's trying to say he has license to make deepfakes and shit of him? Like, he can sell his biometric data so they can clone Johnny Somali in like the Star Wars episode 10 or something, like they did with Moff Tarkin. But also in any advertising, marketing, and publicity for the film in connection with any ancillary products associated with the film. The participant understands that the producer and its assignees or licensees are lying upon this consent agreement in spending time, money, and effort to the film and the participant's participation in it. And the consignment agreement for all this and other reasons shall be irrevocable. Just because it says irrevocable in big bold letters doesn't really make it so. The participant specifically, but without limitation, waives and agrees to not bring any time in the future any claims against the producer or against any of its assignees or licensees or anyone associated with the film that includes the assertion of infringement of rights of publicity or misappropriation, such as allegedly improper or unauthorized use of the participant's name or likeness of image, damages caused by acts of God, such as but not limited to injuries from natural disaster. What? So okay, I don't understand this. Lawyers in chat, please respond. Is he saying that if God smites Johnny Somali, it's not Alex Novell's fault? I don't know he has that much influence. But apparently he does know the New Jersey Jewish community, so who knows? Who knows? Let me see. Damages caused by acts of terrorism or war, intrusions such as allegedly offensive behavior or questioning or any invasion of privacy, infliction of emotional distress, whether allegedly intentional or negligent, trespass to property or person, breach of any alleged contract, whether the alleged contract is verbal or in writing, violations of Section 43A of the Lanham Act, such as allegedly false or misleading statements or suggestion about the participant in relation to the film or the film in relation to the participant. Fraud? Wait, what do you mean? Such as any alleged depiction or surprise about the film or this consent. Oh, I see what they're saying here. So this is specifically designed for Borat. So they trick people. Breach of alleged moral rights, or tortious or wrongful interference with any contracts or business to the participant. This entire agreement between the participant and the producer or anyone else in relation to this film, the participant acknowledges that in entering to this, the participant is not relying on any promises or statements made by anyone about the nature of the film or of the identity of any participants or persons involved in the film. Although the participant agrees not to bring any claim in connection with the film or its production, if any claim nevertheless is made, the participant agrees that any such claim must be brought before and adjudicated by only a competent court located in the state of New York and the county of New York under the laws of New York, signed by Hank Wu, is it Hank Yo? Hank Yo and Ramsey Ismael. And then you have, oh, look at that. Alex Novell's got a little star in his signature. Oh, that's so special. That's so special. I don't think this is going to hold up, but it doesn't matter because Johnny Somali is going to be in jail and he doesn't have any money to sue Alex Novell. Very funny contract. I don't believe... I can't believe this held up even in the one case it did hold up for the Borat case. But I guess it's better than nothing. One issue that I would see right away is that there was no contract signed at the time that Alex Novell made a promise to Johnny Somali, where he said when he was still in America, before this could be physically signed, as we know the physical signing date of this, based on the evidence supplied by Alex Novell, he made a verbal contract with Johnny Somali that he would promise to get in contact with the State Department and I guess specifically Marco Rubio, and that he would get Johnny free if he would just talk to him for an interview. That was a deal that was made prior to this contract, and I believe, even though it would be very difficult, almost impossible to prove, that that would still hold up for Johnny in this case. Not that he will ever get the chance to action that, but I don't think that Alex is as smart as he thought he was by having this being signed after the fact. He probably shouldn't have defrauded him prior to that happening, but it doesn't matter, like I said.
I would say, well, they signed this thing saying I don't have to do any of that, and they relinquished all their rights to me.
This does work sometimes, though, because people just like, well, shit, I did sign it. I guess I won't go forward. So like I said, it's better than nothing, but I mean, this is some slimy behavior I've seen in my times, but this is truly the worst. And it's funny because snakes aren't really slimy at all. They're typically very smooth and dry.
I mean, well played. Well played. You got what you wanted, which is you wanted them to do the interview and you didn't have to pay them. Now, so if Netflix were to give you a deal, this doesn't entitle them to anything.
Yeah, no.
Nothing.
It would be meaningless because, again, like it's signed, it's an agreement that's signed.
Contracts are thrown out all the time. Like I said, I mean, a good example of this would be the CD Projekt Red with The Witcher. Like he signed away the rights to The Witcher, for like $10,000. And I guess this is a Polish court, so it's a bit different. But like, for example, anyway. Then they made millions of dollars from The Witcher. Then he came back and said he wanted more money, and he got his entire contract thrown out. And that was a good contract signed by proper lawyers, not just silly bullshit made up for TV shows.
Between, like a film.
Melanie says it would have been held up for Borat because the people were being paid $100 to $200 for signing it. To be a valid contract, you have to get some consideration. Here, I don't see any. Well, the consideration would be that he's assisting Johnny in the publicity or giving him the service of helping him being freed from the legal woes in South Korea. I think a different in the Borat case is I don't think that Borat specifically lied to people in such an overt and clear way. Like if you say, Asmigaf, I'm here for the driving lesson. Let's go, or whatever. That's not Borat. I don't know. And then you're like, I just need to sign great contract for Kazakhstan. Like, you haven't really promised anyone there. You haven't made it. Like, you're being wacky. You're being strange, but you haven't really officially defrauded someone. It's a bit different from saying, if you get on my documentary, I will contact the State Department and use my contacts to help you get set free. That's a very clear promise. And very clearly fraud, in my opinion.
Producer and a participant of the film. And
also, so I actually do work with model releases from time to time. And that contract would not be held up in a distributing platform, in my opinion. Like, there's a very specific thing you need to have for model contracts and or acted contracts to be appearing in model releases or acting releases for movies and Netflix, things like that specifically. And I don't think that Alex has met the criteria here. So in a world where he is actually approached by Netflix to license his contract, license his movie, sorry, I believe his that Netflix would take a look at that document and say no. First of all, it's just a signature that can't be proved to be Johnny's. You don't have anything like his ID, his age. You need these sort of things to prove that you're not taking advantage of minors and things like that, right? So this is not a proper film release, as I understand it. So let's say he wins the landfall and they offer him $1 million to sign the Johnny Somali documentary to Netflix. He would have to go back to Johnny Somali and get this signed. To get new model releases signed for everyone that appears in the film. So that would be Ice Poseidon. I believe Dr. Alric, the guy that does translating for Legal Mindset, appears in it. He's got Hank. He's got Johnny. Are they going to sign it again? I don't think so.
The basis of the whole.
No, I don't do that. Okay. I don't do any adult content. Okay, I've never done any of that shit. I've just done regular content and some animal documentaries. Okay.
Agreement is basically just that, like, they're agreeing to relinquish all of their liability and participate in the film, with the promise of. So it says, in exchange for the producer's obligation to pay a participation fee of the amount of 20% revenue upon the sale of the film, the participant agrees as follows. And then it says at the bottom that they don't rely on any promises made by me. So it's almost like I say at the beginning of the agreement.
Like, I mean, look at this. Look at this contract. Like, I mean, I guess if he got them signing it on camera, that's better. But like, he could have just written this shit in himself, you know? Like, was it notarized by the lawyer? Did they actually? If they had a lawyer there, they could have notarized this. For example, they didn't.
Rely on any promises made by me. So it's almost like I say at the beginning of the agreement, yeah, you get this, but then at the end it says, well, you might not, but still sign it anyways.
That is hilarious. That just proves, ladies and gentlemen, you have to read what you sign. I mean, I get a lot of sponsors.
Or just have your lawyer speak English. Just have your lawyer speak English.
Yeah, I get a lot of sponsored deals, and sometimes there was one I got where it says like, oh, it was for a video game, and it says, oh, if you do any infractions with this contract, you'll be subject to the law in China. And I was like, well, fuck that. I'm not signing that shit. I don't know what I'm getting into. So you have to read what you sign. Now,
I've never seen like a Raid Shadow Legends ad or something on the 15. I've never seen an ad, I think, in general in 50 minutes. It's like World of Tanks or something. Is this what he's talking about? Maybe he has other channels. That's always a possibility. But you know what contract I had to sign? Well, actually, I didn't. But the Dragon's Treasure. Use code COPE for 10% off delicious tea and coffees and soap, I believe, as well. DragonTreasure.com.
To clarify, I haven't seen the documentary yet. I just wanted to make this quick video on your financial agreement with you and Johnny. We will be talking some more after the documentary drop. So, let me just ask you this before I let you go. What, in your mind, what were the chances that Netflix or Hulu were going to buy into this movie? Zero?
Zero.
So you knew right off.
So even he knows that it was a false promise from the beginning. The game was rigged from the start.
Johnny's a huge brand risk. Nobody wants anything to do with him. Like I reached out to some like professional film people that I know, because like there's a piece that I've been wanting to do for a couple of years that I've been trying to like put together like
Here's the thing, like Alex is now basically 2 for 2 on being a snake documentarian. Like he approaches you, he says, hey, look, I'm going to make you sympathetic. I'm going to help you out. And then he puts out these hit jobs on you. Like, who's going to trust him? Like, is this the way you climb the ladder? I mean, this is snakes and ladders, okay? But he's only going to be sliding down, I think.
Professional connections for. And I just floated to these guys. What do you think about Johnny Somali? And they're like, yeah, nobody you'll be lucky if you make that full documentary and put it out on YouTube and it's monetized there. Like, the guy's just kind of a brand risk.
Wow. So they didn't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. That's
Nobody wants to touch this story with a 10-foot pole. The only people who are interested in this stuff is people on the internet, because it's this kind of collective justice thing where
I would agree with this. It is a collective justice thing. Typically in life, you see a lot of people get away with things and it doesn't feel good. So when you see someone who is an actual villain, who's actually doing bad things to people that don't deserve it, like Johnny Somali has done, it is satisfying to see the justice in real time. I absolutely agree with this statement. For some reason, Alex saw this. He saw the state of people enjoying Johnny getting justice for the bad things that he did. And then he thought to himself, you know what? I should go over there and try and help the man. But why? Why?
Everybody.
It's like, people talk a lot about online about how they have like oppositional defiance syndrome or whatever it's called. Basically, you just want to go against the grain and go for the unpopular. It's just like terminal devil's advocate disease or something. I think this is like actually a case of that, where he saw everyone hating on Johnny Somali and he only tried to help and try and be friends with Johnny Somali for the sole reason as because it was the opposite of what everyone else was doing. So I think that's unironically a part of his motivation.
He has like gathered together to like publicly shame and watch somebody.
ODD, like an oppositional defiant disorder, is just like no, I won't say it.
Have like this full downfall, and like it's like live. You get to like watch live their complete like destruction.
We're doing
and
it
downfall.
live.
Yeah,
Doing
I
it
mean,
live.
I'm partaking in this. I'm contributing to this pitchfork mentality, but I think it's necessary. We'll talk about that later on in our actual interview on Friday. Once I've seen the show, I haven't even.
I mean, I would argue that it probably is necessary, because the problem with Johnny Somali in general is that the fines that he was receiving in countries like Japan or Israel or Thailand were basically business expenses. If you go to a country, you make a mockery of their culture, you disrespect their people, you break their rules, and then they give you a $10,000 fine. You're there for a month and you earn $30,000. The $10,000 fine is a business expense. There is no incentive for you to stop doing bad things. And in fact, there is a reverse incentive to make more people come to the country and do similar. So the punishment really does have to be proportional to the crime, for the purpose of encouraging people not to do that. And specifically for Americans and people that can take advantage of these higher trust societies that still have like people leave their doors unlocked, or you don't have to pay because you can just leave your money and walk away and nobody steals the money, right? These countries, yeah, they're ripe for the taking because they're trusting each other. I'm not convinced that's a bad thing that these people trust each other. Okay, I like living in the high trust society. So people like Johnny Somali or someone like Vitaly needs to be made an example of, so that people like Johnny Somali, Vitaly, or any of the news and streamers, they can't just come over here and think it's their own little garden that they can come trample all over all the beautiful flowers and then run away to the next spot and do it again and just make money all the way to the bank. It's not right. It's not fair. So the first time, and it probably will be Johnny, and then followed by Vitaly, that he actually gets a real penalty, people start saying to themselves, you know what? Maybe next time we go over to someone's house, we do take off our shoes because it's their house and it's their rules. And that's the way it should be. So while I don't think that like many of the things Johnny Somali did in abstract are worth going to prison for, the fact that he was doing it for monetary gain and taking advantage of innocent people who are just trying to do their like shit, like minimum tier jobs, like most of the people he took advantage of were minimum wage workers, people that work in serving, people that drive buses, people that, you know, they maybe have these long shifts, and a lot of them are old, because a lot of these people that run like convenience stores in South Korea are usually like old ladies. You know, they're just maybe they don't have the best situation, and they're working these like minimum wage jobs into their twilight years. It's not a great situation. But to go and like, he's like, well, I just spilled some noodles. No, you didn't spill noodles. You poured noodles out purely to make money while creating more strife, more stress, and more trouble for this woman that was just doing her job, which was telling you that it's illegal to drink that inside the convenience store. That's all she did, is like she tried to help him. Unironically, she said like, look, that's illegal. You can't do that here.
Seen it yet. I'm gonna watch it at the same time as everybody else at 7 o'clock on Thursday. So we'll talk about a little bit more about that on Friday. But yeah, thank you for taking your time. Yeah, I think there's no other way to put it. You fucked Johnny pretty bad with this financial.
He was really stoked.
The thing is, like, it's kind of funny. I'm kind of realizing it now. But like I said, like Alex Novell has like a hard-on against legal mindset. And it seems to be based on this message that he doxed himself, like he released himself. He's like, look here. It's like legal mindset was saying, look, you do good work. I'll record some stuff for you and help you with your documentary, but I just don't have time for an audio interview. And he says, why do you keep avoiding it when you've made thousands of dollars? So he's like, the implication here, is that Johnny Somali is being abused or exploited by legal mindset for profit, which is true. I mean, Andrew is taking advantage of Andrew is taking advantage of my brain's starting to stop working. He's absolutely taking advantage of this situation to make money, and there's nothing wrong with that. Tell me one thing that is wrong with this situation. I have no problem with a Tozy, Moist Critical, myself, 15 Minutes of Shame. They're all using Johnny Somali to benefit themselves. But that's the thing. You're allowed to benefit yourself while doing what you enjoy, while doing what people want you to do, provided it's not illegal, right? Like, I don't see a truck driver delivering my product from Amazon and say, you're just exploiting my situation for money. Of course he is. That's his job. And this is what streamers' jobs is. We get to make fun of a bad person, we get to make money, and we get to watch as they get carted off to prison. And I have no problem with that. But the thing is, even though I say that, the person that has abused and exploited Johnny Somali the most is this man. Because the thing is, like, people like myself, I call Johnny a piece of shit and I make money talking about Johnny Somali, but I never pretended to be his friend. You know, this guy is like, look, I'm going to help you. I'm going to make all of your dreams come true. I'm going to get in contact with the State Department. I'm going to get Marco Rubio to set you free. And he went in there. He followed him around for weeks. He lied to his face. He drank with him. He said he would make everything right. Maybe Johnny Somali could have pursued a better legal representation if he had not been convinced by this man that he was going to get off scot-free. So arguably, this is the actual biggest snake. Like, I mean, YouTubers aren't even snakes. Like 50 Minutes of Shame talks about Johnny Somali every other day. Like, if you look at all of his best views, I think, like, let's see, Johnny Somali, Johnny Somali, Johnny Somali, Johnny Somali, Johnny Somali, Johnny Somali, Johnny. No, that's World of T-shirts. Johnny Somali, Johnny Somali, Johnny Somali, Johnny Somali, Johnny Somali. Like, these are all like. But 50 Minutes of Shame is not a snake, because he's never misrepresented himself to Johnny. He's never, you know. I mean, there's a reason that traitors are hung first. You can't trust these people. They're the most dangerous people to have around. But I think that's kind of funny that he's so mad. It seems to be all purely like jealousy or envy, I suppose. It's like, you make thousands of dollars? How fucking dare you? I mean, he is a Hassan fan, as we know. So maybe he just hates people that make money, which is ironic because Hassan is like makes a bunch of money.
About doing it too. I mean, like, I revealed all of this stuff to Ice Poseidon, and then Johnny still filmed with me for like 2 days after that. Like, Johnny knew that I fucked him on the contract. Not necessarily. I mean, Johnny Somali maybe not have been in contact with Ice Poseidon. That is very funny though, that Johnny Somali is so desperate that even though the contract was fucked from the start, he still thought it was maybe his only hope. While I was filming with him in Korea, but he was just kind of so desperate to have his story told in a way that he felt like humanized him. But like, I don't think he realizes that it's very hard to humanize someone who's just genuinely not sorry. And
this is true though. This is the most reason that people don't give a shit about Johnny Somali. Because he's not sad. He's not repentant. Well, I mean, he's sad, but he's not repentant. He doesn't feel bad. He hasn't admitted to his mistakes. So why should we feel any sympathy whatsoever towards him?
Who is very aware of what they're doing and continues to do it in the face of not saying sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but it's really hard to paint him in a good light because he just...
Well, it's all his words. The film is all his, it's not like a lot of stuff you see on Johnny, like Turkey Tom did a thing that was pretty good. But it's a lot of Turkey Tom explaining things, point A to point B. I let Johnny explain. I take Johnny to the statue. I say, what happened here with the statue? I'm not trying to, I mean, obviously if he says something that's incorrect, it's my job to like provide context for that. But
context. Chat, do you want to see? I got a little clip that I had on the back burner. It's kind of funny. It's kind of a meme clip. But do you think that you can trust this man for clean, honest context? I have a little clip here. I have a little thing in my folder here. We'll take this. I want to see, like, if you think this man is going to provide good, honest context, put a 1 in the chat. If you think that he's a lying snake, put a 2 while you like the video. All right, let's take a look at this. This is from when well, so what happened is he tried to get into the shoes of the live streamer. He started live streaming on Kick. He started doing his little editing streams and stuff. And I would check them out from day to day, like maybe spend like 15 minutes scrolling through, seeing if there's any gems that might be funny. Because Kick streams, they go away after a while. So I thought I might archive them stuff. So let's see. Because I do know from one of the people that have seen this documentary already, that a section of this documentary is actually just a hit piece on legal mindset. Now, he's been working very hard trying to find some dirt on it, but he's been unable to, which is very funny. Like, he was spouting these very disgusting defamatory lies. Here's one of the things that is kind of funny about it. Where is it? Do I have this one here? I thought I did. Give me a second. Let me see. All right, this is good. This is good.
Like the pet. I do partially. I mean, like I call him. I do partially call him out for.
So this is in regards to legal mindset, LM.
I do partially call him out for like collabing with Fresh and Fit, but like Mondo likes Fresh and Fit, so he doesn't care about that. But Mondo.
So there you go. He's like, one of the things he's going to bring out on legal mindset is he went on Fresh and Fit. Oh my goodness, he went on Fresh and Fit. Except the guy that's working the second camera also likes Fresh and Fit. Which is, I find that to be very hypocritical, because he literally called Johnny a fag who needs to get on Hinge and slay some Korean pussy, and that would fix his life. So I don't really see the difference between him and Fresh and Fit. That's the same thing that they say. But let's see what else he said. Let's see his honest, true and honest reporting of Alex Novell.
This is really weird. It's a weird tweet from him. Someone tweeted, "Look at this elf I found," and he said, "the most legal of elves," implying that it's a child.
So this is Elf Pyre Eva. She is a VTuber that has an elf persona, is an adult, and reads legal documents. Now, instead of clicking on her profile and seeing that there's an elf lawyer, so the joke is the most legal of elves, it's a legal elf. Get it? It's a joke. He's like, well, this must mean he's a pedo.
I just don't understand the points he's making here. These are some brain rot ass points.
This is some brain rot, I'll tell you that.
I just think that's really weird. He's implying that it's a child.
Hello, this is Eva the Elf Pirate.
So this is Eva's content.
And today we're going
This
to
is the
do
evil
on
content.
the evening of November 29th,
She reads legal documents. Who gives a fucking shit?
2024 and 25, aware of...
This is what... we got him. We got him. We got him. He also just tells straight up lies. Like, he says that, like, in one of the clips I've got, he's like saying that legal mindset can't return to America, which is just frankly false. I believe that Andrew's been in America this year, even a couple of months ago, I believe. But yeah, I've talked to Eva before. She's just a VTuber that, like, she's a paralegal VTuber. Now, I'm not a VTuber enjoyer myself. I've talked to a couple of them before, but it's not my cup of tea. This is the serious documentarian. He's got the tweets of him talking to a VTuber. We got him, boys. So this is the kind of serious legal documentarian that we're going to get in the next 2 days. D-Watt says he likes that elf. No, Eva's fine.
I let him speak for himself, and you know, when you let someone speak for themselves, I think that reveals so much of who they really are.
So I agree. I really agree. I think Alex Novell needs to stop talking. By the way, he isn't very much. He doesn't like it that people have VTuber friends. Okay, that's some naughty shit. Okay, but wait, hold on. Do I still have this here? Where is this? Give me 1 second. I know I have this somewhere. So he's very upset. He's very upset that Legal Mindset is friends with Elf Pie Eva because he's got that anime. He hates anime apparently. Except chat. What do you think's going to happen? You don't have to think very hard about this. Oh wait. Alex Novell himself enjoys watching anime girls dressed up as high school children doing music. Oh, whoopsie daisy. Whoopsie daisy. Actually, he likes the VTubers as well. Oh no. Oh no, it's another self-felt alert. So this is pretty funny, I thought. But I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with a music band having some cringe VTuber avatars and doing a music video. But if this is the standard that Alex wants to hold people to, maybe he should take the plank out of his own eye before he looks at the splinters in someone else's. I just thought that was kind of funny.
Sounds good. So you're not sugarcoating it. Sounds great, everybody. The link to the documentary will be in the description of this video. I think I'm going to post this maybe on Tuesday. It's a good...
Lucky Lime says, well, Legal Mindset dropped the whole VTuber grift once he became more famous. You are very wrong. Because I caught a portion of his stream last night. And he's confirmed that he's doing the VTuber arc. So he's actually going to turn himself into cartoons or some shit. So no, he's just paused. He's going back to the VTuber stuff. So suffer non-anime enjoyers, I guess. Yeah, like he's going to be like Ace Attorney or something in VTuber mode.
Appetizer for what's to come. Thank you so much, Alex. And yeah, thank you very much for taking your time. All right, so there you have it. Johnny Somali thought he was getting $30,000 out of this, and there is absolutely no chance in hell it's going to happen. Now go check out Alex Novell's YouTube channel. The documentary is dropping Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'll be dropping a reaction to it that night. And then also I'll be doing an interview with Alex Novell the very next day.
All right. So I think, what do you guys think is better? Do you think we should go through the documentary point by point, like live stream like this, and point at everything? Or do you think it's better to watch it first, then kind of edit to like a funny reaction video to it? I'll probably have to review what I basically have to do is upload the content to a different channel so that I can see what gets pinged by copyright, because from the introductions that I've seen, the parts that I've seen, it's got a lot of copyright music in it. So I might have to either process it with AI first to get through the copyright shit, or if we just do a live stream, I guess I can just edit out the copyrighted music later. We'll have to see. PowerPoint presentation, YouTube in light mode. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest crime of all of this, is that Alex Novell has his YouTube. Holy shit. He has his YouTube in fucking holy shit. White light mode. Also, he hasn't cleared his notifications. I don't know. Like, I'm the kind of guy that has to clear all my notifications. I can't have like those pings on my Discord or my email. I have to clear everything. So when I have 6 notifications from YouTube, I fix this shit up. Get flashbanged. Yeah, suffer chat. Suffer chat. Oh dear. Alrighty. So yeah, we might do that on, I guess, Thursday night. Today is Tuesday? So it's Tuesday night today. We'll take a look at Johnny Somali at the end of this, right? So it's Tuesday night. Thursday night we could do the follow-up stream to this if it's any good. Tomorrow, I'm not sure what we'll do for tomorrow, and then maybe something Friday, and then I'm going to Tokyo on Saturday. So if you have any suggestions or any topics you want to go, I want to go back and look at some more pirate software stuff because it's very funny, frankly. And pirate software has been lying. Like the lies of pirate software keep getting funnier and funnier, and he just can't stop doing it. So we might do that. Although a lot of people have covered a lot of that as well. The gnomes, dinos. Yeah, I'll try and fit in a dino stream before we go away. That was a lot of fun. Probably not as drinking as much as the last one though, because I do have things to do this week. I'm very busy actually. Very, very frustrating. Also, I've got to go on my attorney, not my attorney, I mentioned this on the Dino stream, but I got to go on this weird accountant date. I don't like it. Basically, this accountant is charging me an arm and a leg. And then he's like, well, we got to go out for drinks on Thursday. I'm like, why? He's like, it'll be fun. And it's very strange. It's very weird. I don't know about this. I don't know if I don't want to go on this like 3:30 drink date with my accountant. But the thing is, if I don't go, is he going to fuck my taxes? Like, I feel like I have no choice in this situation. So on Thursday, I might be busy. Yeah, it's the accountant dinner date. I don't know. Like he's like, and I think I'm going to be paying for it as well because like technically I'm his boss. Like I'm hiring him, and in Japan the boss pays for everything. So I think he's going to be drinking and eating on my dime, and I'm already paying him all this money. I'm very text him out. Anyway, my problems. I'll try and not make this a business meeting.
5, Somalia, like most of Africa,
Let's see what Johnny gets Somali for
was under European control. It was divided into 2 areas, British Somaliland in the north and Somalia to the south and east. This was also run by Britain at this point, who had taken it from Italy in the Second World War. Now, Britain's first instinct was...
A lot of African immigrants in France. Y'all don't like black people? Y'all gotta... If I go to Paris, there's a bunch of niggas in Paris. You know that, right? If I go to Paris, there's a bunch of monkeys running around. You know?
Hey, look, a broken clock, chat. Broken clock. Oh, yeah. Apparently in the uncensored version of the Alex Novell documentary, he says the N-word 43 times, which is not even half as many times as Max said it during Crin's Van. So, speaking of which, I got to say, like, I went out for a lunch date today as well, actually. But let me see. What do you guys think I had to drink today? I went to Jumbo Osaki Joe, which is a really good place to get cheap drinks and cheap food, but is delicious. And the first thing on the menu, this is what was recommended to me. See, there's Jumbo Sake Joe. I got the beer, the kakuhai, the black knickers, the sochu, the Japanese sake, the plum wine, the sochu. I mean, Japan has got away with too much already. But I actually had the ginger black knicker. It was pretty good. Ginger, like a ginger ale, like a spicy ginger ale with a shot or two of Nika whiskey is very good. Yeah, it's for $4.20 as well. Yeah. That's the joke. The joke is that it's cost $4.20. All right, let's continue with this clip, I suppose.
There's a lot, friends. There's a lot of African immigrants in your country. I'm coming next. I'm coming to do private prayers next.
This is just animal behavior, by the way. So drinking the tequila straight from the bottle. It's hot over there. Like, first of all, it's hot in Asia. He's wearing a black leather jacket. Everyone else is like wearing fucking t-shirts. He's getting dehydrated. Like, he's going to suffer tomorrow. You just know from this, he's going to suffer. This is probably copyright music as well. I'm probably going to get fucked on this stream. Oh, well. It is what it is. It is what it is. There was another one of him. There was another one I had here. This is the conclusion of this one. All right, we'll check this one out. If the copyright music plays again, I'll turn it off, though.
Touch me? Fuck off. You want to touch me? You want to go? Fuck off. You're going to get fucked up. You better watch your Euro ass up. You better watch out, Euro. You better watch out. I'm from America. You better watch out. You're one of those cut you up. Yeah, you better watch out.
I mean, this is the correct move, but this is the virgin walk. Like, it's not worth ruining your holiday getting into a legal, like, arrested situation with some guy that's doing this. But this is the virgin walk. Like, I wish this guy would have stood up to him, but like, that's what Johnny wants, obviously. Like, he's trying to get into altercations with people for content reasons. So it's like, it's kind of a no-win situation. You just got to walk away.
If you come, you ain't gonna do that. You wanna act up on your girl? You get pressed off the block. You get pressed off the block, and I'll sit right here. It's called colonization.
The funniest thing you can do to these people, even though it's technically legal as well, is just to cover their camera. Just put your hand over their camera, and they start to get really offended. Don't touch the camera, man. Don't touch the camera, man. But that's the funniest thing you can do to them. They get like, they will get in your face and try and make as much drama as possible. But the second you cover the camera so they can't be making money from it, they act like it's an actual, like they're being SA'd or something. But the problem is, like, technically that is destruction of property if you destroy it. But I think it's worth it. I think you'd get away with it as well. So I can't condone doing these things, but I feel like that's what everyone wants to do in these situations.
Colonization.
There you go. That's what Johnny's been up to. So we'll check back, I think, later in the week. But maybe we'll do the dinosaurs tomorrow, because I think that's the only time we can do it. I don't know. And like I said, there was this one guy that got away with it, with this Borat release. But it's not really worth going over, I think, because like I said, Johnny doesn't have the money to prosecute this. He doesn't have the, well, not prosecute, but litigate this. And he's not going to be in New York, so he's going to be another whammy. But it is funny that Alex Novell does already have legal proceedings against him with Mr. Based, even though Mr. Based is a piece of shit, by the way. Like, I'm not a Mr. Based supporter, but Alex is getting in shit for this. So I wonder, like, what he's trying to get away with this, or what he's trying to benefit from this. I guess it's just clout, just trying to make a name for himself or something. But he's a bit of a weird man. Like, when I was doing my research and stuff on him, it was kind of strange. Like, when he was drunk with Johnny Somali was very interesting. Because he was talking about, like, first of all, he was just trying to say, he was doing the fresh and fit thing. He's like, you just got to get laid, Johnny, and your life will be fine, right? So very weird for him to criticize Andrew for that. But then he was talking about how he's like Alex was saying, like, now you got to be a man in your house, and your woman's got to be at home, and I look after her. I pay for everything. I gave her like, he literally said he gave her his credit card to buy anything she wants while he was away in Korea. So I'm not sure what he does. Like, if he just smokes weed all day in New York, and I guess he's just edits. Maybe he's like a professional editor for somebody. I don't know. Maybe he just has a regular editing job. It seems like he's in the editing business. So I don't know. It's very strange. But maybe that will be answered as we go forward. The mystery of Alex Novell and his fantastic documentary. He didn't say the credit card was real. That's a pro move. Yeah, I mean, who leaves their credit card with it? Like you don't give her a credit card and say just buy anything. Like, come on now. Like, I don't know. Apparently he's got a big dog too. He's got a big, like, people were saying he was zesty. Apparently he's got a girlfriend and they've got a fur baby at home. So I don't know. But that's not really relevant. It's just kind of the things that I picked up during the documentation of the documentarian. All right, guys. I think that's all I got for you today. But thank you for joining me on this wonderful Tuesday evening. It is hot. I think I might go get another Black Nika to cool off with. Maybe a ginger highball, who can say? He's a trafficker. I don't know about that. But I'll see you next time. And stay based out there. Where is this damn clip now? There we go.
Was this story based? Yes.